Hi, I'm Scott Wrighton. I serve as Decatur City Manager, and it's our pleasure from all of the staff to give you information every week here on the website and other locations about what's going on with your city government. I'd like to talk about two subjects today. The first comes directly from the City Council's most recent meeting on June 20th, where they spent the majority of the meeting actually talking about video gaming licensing. This is a difficult policy topic because on the one hand, the City Council wants to reduce the number of video gaming machines that there are in the city. There's a perception on the Council's part, verified by an informal survey that was conducted on the website, that the majority of people in the city believe there's simply too much gaming. It's everywhere. In other words, although it's not on every corner, sometimes it may seem like it's on every corner. So there's a desire to maybe ratchet that down a little bit. At the same time, not hurt local business. Some local businesses depend to varying degrees on revenue that they raise from video gaming. On the other hand, when video gaming was first authorized by the Illinois General Assembly, the reason for it was, in most cases, to serve as a secondary or ancillary form of income to help businesses. It was never really intended, except for standalone parlors, to serve as the primary source of income. But as it's progressed through the years, in some cases, certainly not all, it is a major source rather than just a secondary source of income for businesses. So what is that right middle ground, I think, is what the City Council was trying to navigate at their meeting on Tuesday night, is how do we achieve our long-term objective and what appears to be what the majority of citizens in Decatur want, which is to have less number of machines and maybe less access to video gaming without doing undue damage to local businesses, many of whom give back generously to our community. How to find that middle ground. And I would say that they didn't answer the question entirely, and they decided that they needed more time to think about it and deliberate carefully, which on a complicated policy matter is certainly the right thing to do. And so what's likely to happen is that at the next City Council meeting, the Council will enact an extension of the existing moratorium that they first put in place in January of 2023 to give them additional time to take a look at these things. The principal conversation at the City Council meeting had to do with should there be extra fees as a deterrent for having new video gaming, and should there be some kind of a threshold established about the percentage of revenue that comes from video gaming as a percentage of the business's entire revenue stream, and some other provisions about when certain categories of licenses should be pulled back, when a licensee or a business is no longer in business, and other definitions that would keep video gaming from entering those classifications that traditionally and historically have not had video gaming. So the bottom line is the Council needs to spend some more time thinking about it, hearing both from the citizens as well as local business establishments, and they'll probably take another couple of months before they bring an ordinance to final readiness. And but again, the process is one, I think they're trying to find that middle ground, so I'll be pleased to give you some more updates about that in the weeks and months ahead. Another topic that was on the City Council's agenda, although it didn't get that much attention, was we had yet another customer that connected to the city's broadband service. And so I want to talk a little bit, not so much about that customer, but about the fact that the city of Decatur is in the business of running its own utility for broadband services. This was started several years ago, originally just to provide broadband service to a few higher education and government and not-for-profit organizations, and that was all. But after several years, the City Council realized that the cost of running this utility is not sustainable if it's only made available to a few nonprofits. And so they began offering it to businesses as well. The cost of running really wide fiber with lots of capacity is probably more expensive than the average resident can pay for. And so the focus of the city has been on not-for-profits, higher education, on business and industry, and commercial operations that generally use more bandwidth than is required at a residential location. We see it in that respect as an extension of our economic development strategies. We continue to expand our broadband utility system, and in the next couple of years we'll be running it into some places, especially on the east side of the city, east of Lake Decatur, where we haven't been able to get connection to some government facilities, school facilities, and some other nonprofits. We've not forgotten, however, about the importance of making sure that broadband access is available to everybody, including our residents. For that reason, less than 2 years ago, the City Council executed an agreement with a company called Sci-Fi Networks. While they're just about finished installing their distribution boxes, the availability of the supplies that they need and of the labor that they need has been slow. In fact, that's something that we've experienced too as the City of Decatur has sought to expand its broadband utility. We suffer significant delays in getting the materials that we need to extend the broadband. All of us in local government throughout the country, I think, are waiting longer periods of time just to get our materials, and Sci-Fi, our partner in extending those same services to our residences, is experiencing some of the same delays. So far, Sci-Fi's contract responsibility is just inside the City of Decatur. The folks at Macon County are looking at ways to get broadband service to some of the rural areas outside of the City of Decatur. It's slow going, but I think it's fair to say that the city and the county government are working together to find ways that we can get improved broadband service besides what's available through some of the commercial companies in town, available to more customers and do so in a more economical way. I look forward to bringing you up to date on this and other matters in some of the future installments of this weekly video. Thanks for watching.